Alright, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. I like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I like to say Shalom to the elect. This teaches word in all true faith and sincerity. And yeah, today I just want to title this lesson, The Occupation of Edom. You know, the occupying of the subjugation of the so-called white man, which ultimately is going to build and morph into just even us possessing his land. It's just that we're going to even inherit the land, you know, because once you get the man, you get the land, you know. But ultimately, the scriptures entails the fate of this devil, the biblical Edomites, which is his rise, his ultimately his violent overthrow, you know, him being gathered, these elites, you know, being gathered, and ultimately this great bonfire that's going to happen after those 1,000 years, man. You know, that's what the scripture entails, and it's set in stone, man. It was already prophesied that this man was going to be a servant. Matter of fact, let's start out with this in the book of Genesis. Genesis 25. Genesis 25 and verse 22, it reads, "And the children struggled together within her." See? And you go into that word struggle, it means to oppress. And as you can look throughout the course of history, Jacob versus Esau, throughout all the time, you know, the course of time, that match happened. Somewhere, some way, somehow. From Cain and Abel to actual Jacob and Esau, when we even when we was coming out to Egypt, you had the Amalekites in the way, Babylon, you know. King David and his regime, even the Solomon, you know, the Greece, the Romans, or even the Byzantine Empire. All the way up to this time, guess what? It always been Jacob versus Esau, butting heads somewhere, one way, form, or fashion, man. You know? But it said the children struggled together against her, and this is the time where this rivalry is about to come to an end. Which tells you that Jacob is going to come out on top. Matter of fact, continue on. It said, and she said, "If it be so, why am I thus?" And she went to inquire of the Lord. And she said, and the Lord said unto her, "Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger." See, so that lets you know at the end of the day, at the end, when the results is the elder is going to serve the younger. Esau is going to be a servant unto Jacob. Jacob going to be his Lord. It tells you that, hey, when you go into the blessings, it was already prophesied that Esau was going to be a servant. Then you go into Genesis 27, Isaac blessed Jacob, you know. Matter of fact, let's just get it real quick. Let's get to the point. Genesis 27 and 37. It said, Isaac answered and said unto Esau, "Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants." See? So, from down the Temanite, from all these Dukes, all these Edomites are going to be our servants, man. It ain't just not going to be just a cool Edomite left. All these Edomites is going to be our servants, man. But that's part of the blessing. Jacob going to be his Lord, and all these Edomites are going to be his servants. It said, "And with corn and wine have I sustained him, and what shall I do now unto thee, my son?" Which we understand that Isaac gave this devil a temporary blessing, man. You know, he gave this man a temporary blessing, but as you can see, it was already prophesied that this man was going to be a servant, and now Isaac blessed. The blessing came with Esau being Jacob's servant, man. Jacob being his Lord, man. This man being subjugated under us, man. When we come in that time where, like I said, this rivalry is about to come to an end. You know, it's going to begin by the overthrow of this system. You know, and the gathering of his heads. You know, these leaders, the ones that's actually got the influence on parents, just passing these laws and these lessons, they're the ones we're going to get. You know, and ultimately this devil being burnt up. That's what the scripture entails of this man. You know, and he's doing everything he can to prevent that. But guess what? It's already set in stone. Matter of fact, let's get this in the book of Amos 9. Let's get that Amos 9th chapter. In verse 11, it reads, "In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen." See? So that lets you know that right there, we come to a time where Israel is about to come back into power, man. We come in a time where the nation, we once again be a sovereign nation. And you're seeing that now by the way of the spiritual house being built up. It tells you that in the book of, what's that, Daniel's the 2nd chapter. You know, it said the power of heaven is going to set up a kingdom, you know, in the days of these kings, man. So in this beast system, this is where the house of David is going to be set up or come on the scene. You got a super team in the making now, man, to overthrow this man, you know. But that's what you're saying. In that day, what day? This time right here. It says, "In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old." And what entails that? What was going on in the days of old during the regime of King David, you know, and Solomon? Let's get it. The book of 2 Samuel 8 and verse 14, it reads, "And he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons." See? So that's your modern day form of so-called peacekeepers in these lands. Well, that's what King David did to Esau, Edom, man. He had them devils on lockdown, man. Dad wanted them niggas to try something, man. Because that was our arch enemy, the so-called white man. And that's one of those struggle together. And that was a time period that struggled together. We had to one up on him. You know? So it says, "And all they of Edom became David's servants." See? So all the Edomites are going to become our... This once again going to happen. That happened in the days of old. What is going to happen in this day, in this time period? What I say, in the time to come. We come into another chapter. We at the end of this movie, the movie of Esau. We coming to the kingdom of heaven now. And this is what it's going to tell. This man being our servant, our slaves. It said, "And the Lord preserved David whatsoever he went." See? So we're actually going to have Esau, Edom. But it's ultimately going to even spill up to us, even just having the land. That's going to be a part of the land of Israel. We're actually going to inherit the land of Edom. You know, because we're going to have these devils. Like I said, you're going to get the man, you're going to get the land. But if the man is gone, you know, because after those 1,000 years, it tells you in the book of Obadiah, you know, matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Then we'll go to Amos, go back to Amos. So this Obadiah, verse 18. Matter of fact, 17. Obadiah, verse 17. It says, "But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance." See? Mount Zion. The elect, man. You know, it says, "And there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions." So we're going to have all these things the Edomites got is ultimately going to come to us. Tell you that though he stored gold up as dust and raiment as the clay, it was really for us, man. You know? So we're going to possess their possession, even the land, because that's really supposed to be allotted to Esau. This nigga on the other side, it tells she keeping that at home. You know? So when this man, everything being taken away from him, even the actual land of Edom, Mount Seir is going to be taken from him as well. It said, "In the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it." See, so as you can see, the Lord ultimately decrees the extinction of the Edomites. The Lord decrees the extinction of the Edomites. So what happens to the land? We're going to get the land. So let's go back to Amos 9. So that lets you know the occupation of Esau. We occupying this, man. It's going to be on, hey, Oh, it said, though the one that you had devoured, you're gonna be devoured, and that's gonna be on all levels. See, this man, he just benefiting of us, capitalize off our downfall, but we still here. But we fully gonna capitalize off this man because he gonna perish like his own thumb. Ain't gonna be no more Edomites left. So let's go back. Amos 9:12. It says that they may possess the remnant of Edom. See, and we just read that we're gonna possess his possessions. And there's not gonna be any Edomites left. So what's gonna be really the remnant of Edom? His land. That's gonna really be the only thing they so-called the name of Edom gonna be left. Is really like Mount Seir. That's the remnant of Edom, his land. Because at the end of the day, when everything clear, when the smoke clear, the dust settle, when the kingdom is built, these other nations gonna go into their own lands. But not Esau. Matter of fact, let's get that in the book of Isaiah 14. Isaiah chapter 14, and I start at 18. It said, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. See, because pretty much after the kingdom is established, pretty much these other nations are going to go back to their own lands. And in each land, there's a certain resources that stick out in that land. And that's what these other nations are going to be there for. You're going to have more bites, getting certain resources, getting certain stones and shit out of, their plot of land, goddamn Elam, in their land, they known for like spices. So that's what they going to be doing, man. They're gonna that land gonna be boom, but it's really set up for them to pay tribute to us, man. They're gonna have the glory of the Gentiles. It says, but thou art cast out of thy grave. See, and you got so this man's gonna actually be cast out of the grave, meaning he's not gonna be put to rest, man. It says, like an abominable branch, meaning abominable branch is like a branch that fell off his tree, and it withers. Well, that's why they call it firewood. That right there it was really set up for you to gather it and throw it in the fire. And that's the fate of the so-called white man, the Edomites, man. He's ultimately going to get burned up, man. And as the raiment of those that are slain thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, and there's a carcass trying underfoot. So this man, his fate, man. This is his fate. Ultimately, to like I said, he coming into power. Dealing with this violent overthrow, going into hardcore slavery, and when everything's said and done, when these other nations, when they able to go into their own lands, Esau, he gonna have to, stop there, cause he's about to get burnt up, man. This is this man and his fate. It says, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial. See? So meaning what? He's not going back to his own land. He's not going to be put to rest. These other nations are going to be put to rest. We're going to set up leaders over them. They're going to have to go by the laws that's in the commandments. But they're going to at least be able to go back to their own land. It says, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. See? So this, because he's that beast man. He'll destroy himself and you, man. So you got something like that, you just got to put him down, man. You can't replant this nigga, man. You can't replant wickedness. Right after you just rooted this nigga up, you gonna replant him? No. You just gotta get rid of him all the way. And this is what this entails. This man being occupied on all, he's gonna be fully consumed on all levels. It's not going to just, when you look at it's gonna be that the kingdom of heaven, you see the world map. You ain't gonna see Edom on there, man. So it says, prepare slaughter for his children. for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. See? So that slaughter is being prepared now. You know, when this man is all hell breaking loose, when this destruction comes forth, and ultimately that slaughter is the Obadiah 18 verse, man. And what's going to be the results of that? He's not going to rise again. He ain't going to possess it. He ain't going to possess the land or fill the face of the world with cities, man. You know, so this man, he's going to be cut off all the way. And you know, people talk about the Lord rejected Saul. He got mad at Saul. Why did he get mad at Saul? Why did the Lord get mad? Because he didn't get rid of all the Amalekites, man. So to let you know, it was serious business dealing with the Edomites, man. You know? It was serious business dealing with the Edomites, because they are our arch enemy. And we already know what said this thing we just read, that ultimately when everything, the smoke clear, the dust settle, Esau's going to be Jacob's servant, man. And even after that, once they're not